Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 6. We will present about one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA and also post-hoc test
by using SPSS application. Before that, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Fadila Nur Afina with TRILA student ID is 115.
My name is Ariana Oranda with TRILA digit is 014.
And my name is Amanda Vidya Mahe with TRILA student ID is 097.
My name is Fajrul Susetia with TRILA student ID 064.
My name is Paulina Villa with TRILA student ID is 060.
Let's check it out.
So why we are doing ANOVA? It is the same with t-test. So we doing ANOVA to know is it the variance is homogeneous or not. But the difference is we do the t-test if the group of data only two group of data. Now we are doing the ANOVA if the group of data is more than 2. So if the group of data has 3 or 4 group of data, we do the ANOVA. And then there is also post-hoc. What is post-hoc? So actually post-hoc is the next step if the ANOVA, the H0 of ANOVA is rejected. So it means that there is the different variance each group. So we are doing post-hoc to know how many is the difference between the variance each group. And then next, there is also one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA. So the difference between one-way and two-way is if one-way ANOVA, the variable is only one. The variable is only one, and then if the two-way ANOVA is the variable has two variable, like that. So the assumption that must be fulfilled to do ANOVA test is there is the homogeneity variance, the independent sample of group, and then the data is normally distribution, and then the type of data connect is the independent variable in the form of an integer, and the dependent variable is qualitative data in the form of scales and intervals.
This time, we will use the case example from study of probability test score resulting from providing learning models to each grade student. 4 different samples have been selected with 11 students each. The test score of each grade student of probability will measure, namely class HA with conventional model, HB with PBL model, SC with C-covering learning model, and HD with CBL model. A comparative test will be conducted on the data different in the test score of the 4 class and which model is the best to implement it, so the data can be seen in the table.
Okay guys, so in here I will explain you about how to use the SPSS to analyze about the one-way ANOVA and the post-hoc test. So first off, make sure you already input all the data in the SPSS. So in here, from the question, we already know that the data are the data from students' score from different learning models, from conventional, discovery, probability learning, and challenge-based learning model. And first off, after that, we can copy paste in here. So I copy paste the data in here, and also for especially for the ANOVA, we make the input different. So in the input, we put all the data in the same column. So for the data from conventional from 1 to 11, and then discovery, etc. until challenge-based learning. So also make sure to make the code for the class data. So the one is the meaning for class 8A and also the until for the class 8D. And after that, after you input all the data and make the code, now move to the variable view. In here, make sure the name is right here like this. Actually, you can change the name. It's up to you. And then for the code, make sure the measure is nominal. And for the rest of it, and or for the rest of them, you make sure the data measure is in scale. And the decimals, we make it all 0. And then the values, especially for the class, which is because it's a nominal and it's a code, make sure you already input all the values like both. It's in purpose to get when you get the output, you can know that the data is from where. Like, I want to delete this, I will make the example, like 4 equals 80, and then add. If you already add all of them from 1 to 4, click OK. Now, after the variable view, you already all that I already did in the variable view. Now you can start the analyze about the one-way ANOVA and the postdoc. But first, we will do the prerequisite test, which is the normality. So choose analyze and then descriptive statistics and then explore. Now in the dependent list, input all the score from conventional, discovery, problem-based learning, and challenge-based learning into dependent list. For score and class, we will use it in the one-way ANOVA. Under display both and the plots, make sure checklist the normality plot with test, because we will check the normality and then continue. And then you can click OK. It's loading. So in here, we already got the test of normality. So if you want to analyze the normality of all the data, you can focus on this table, test of normality. And the table we will explain more specifically with Amanda after this. And after we check the normality, so the normality, it can we can know that all the normality are it's the data, it's all normal distribute. And then after we can check the normality, we will move to the one-way ANOVA analysis and the post-hoc test. So it's the same way, we just analyze and then choose compare means. So in here there are some options, choose one-way ANOVA, and then for the dependent list, choose the score which is that we already did, and then the class in the factor. So make sure score in the dependent list and the factor in the class. After that, choose the post-hoc test. In here, there are two choices, equal variance assume and then equal variance not assume. So we can choose all of them. Equal variance assume in education oftenly we use the LST and then the time, and if equal variance not assumed, we choose the time hence T2. Equal variance assume is more about you assume that the variance is equal or homogeneous, and then if equal variance not assumed, if you don't know that, you won't assume that the data is not homogeneous. And make sure the significance level is 0.05. And then click continue. And after you click the post-hoc test and make sure you already did, click OK. So here we got the output. So there are two tables that you will and you must to analyze. In here, we have ANOVA table and then post-hoc test. We got LSD and Tamhan. So when you want to analyze the one-way ANOVA and the post-hoc test, just focus in this table, ANOVA and post-hoc test, which is in the table of multiple comparison to know the to know the interpretation of the output. So that's all for normality test, also with ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, and then post-hoc test. So for the interpretation of all the result and outcome that we already knew and we already got, it will explained by Amanda after this. Thank you.
When we answer on the SPSS, how to we write the interpretation of output on the SPSS. First, from the normality test, we write the hypothesis of normality. We write H0 is the dependent variable is normally distributed, and H1 is dependent variable is not normally distributed. So we find the alpha is 5%, and we look on the output of the SPSS. Sign we have data is less than 50, so we use the homogeneous mean-off, and we look on the column significance, we get 0,077. It means the significance is 7,7% is greater than 57. So S0 is accepted, meaning that the variant is normally distributed. So we can conclude by accepting S0, the data is normal distributed, then we have to fulfill the first experiment for the variant test, then we can conduct an homogeneity test. Okay, from the homogeneity test, we first write the hypothesis is high null is sigma 1 square is equal sigma 2 square and equal is blah 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 the sigma I square. Is the I variant of the sample group is equal or homogeneous, and one of the group variant is not same or we call is not homogeneous. Same we get a output of SPSS like this column, we look on the 11 statistic on the significant column, we get 0,129. It means the significance is 12,9%, is greater than 5%, then S0 is accept. This means that the four group have the same variant or we call homogeneous. Okay, for the one-one alpha, as we write the hypothesis is H0 is mu1 is equal mu2 is equal blah 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 and then mu I. It means the I average are equal, or hypothesis 1 is one of the mean is difference. So we form out of analysis design is alpha is 5%, and then we get the alpha output from the SPSS like that, like this table. And we look from the significance, we get is alpha output is 0,00 or its mean less than alpha. Therefore, H0 is reject and we accept is H1, so one cost average is different from the others. Here the post hoc further test is treated based on Levin homogeneity test result that all four samples are homogeneous. So we see the significant value in a covariant assumed, namely LSD. Okay, since we get result of post hoc like this table, we look on the relation of HA class and HP, HCST. We can see a one by one significant value in the combination of each of the four samples. It appears that the value on the HA menu with the others all significant is equal 0,00. Its mean less than 0,05. So the HA score is different from the others, while HP, HT, and HT significant is it not zero, but most of the significant less than 5%, which means the cluster score are different. But we look and the significance in HP and HT are equal to 0,159. It means greater than from the alpha, so HP and HT are not different score or the average is not too much difference. So we can conclude that all learning model products difference the score as if HP and ST. To distinguish which one is the best, we look on the descriptive output. We look on the descriptive output. We look for the mean of each class. The column mean is HA is 79, HP is 89, AC is 84, ST is 87. So the totally of first sample means is H4,64. So we looking at the mean value of HP is greater than if the others. Okay, sine wave from the descriptive output, we get PBL model in the HP is greater than from the others. We have the mean is 89,27. It's so we can conclude the highest or the mean among others. The learning model is PBL model has the best scores.
Okay, for the second, I will explain you about the how to use the SPSS to Twee ANOVA. The step of the Twee ANOVA, there are 3 steps. For the first is prerequisite testing, or in here we check the normality, and the second is homogeneity, and the third is comparative test using post-hoc. Okay, suppose in here we have the problem. The problem is a researcher wants to find out if there is a difference in the learning outcome of junior high school student based on the last education level of parents and gender. The factor of parent level, last educational level consists of 3 levels. There are junior high school, senior high school, and university. And the gender factor consists of 2 types, namely male and female. Okay, first we do the check of the normality. Okay, in here I have the data. There are score, education level, and gender. For education level, the junior high school, I give the label with 1, and then senior high school is 2, and the university is 3. And for gender, for the male, I give the label with 1, and for the female is 2. So first we check the normality, we choose analyze, and then descriptive statistic, we choose explore, and then the data of score, we input to the dependent list. And then in menu display, we choose the plot, and in option, oh no, in plot, we checklist the histogram and the normality plot we test and continue. Okay. Okay, and this is the input, this is the result of the normality test. In here, we are focused on the test of normality table here, and we look at the significant value. And then next, we click on the data, and we check the homogeneity test and the comparative test. We click analyze, general linear model, and univariate, and we choose the data of score to the dependent variable and education level and the gender in the fixed vector. We click post-hoc. We click all factor and we input on the post-hoc test score. We checklist the LSD and then continue. And then in option, we plug overall factor and factor interaction. To display mean4, we checklist the homogeneity test with the significant level is 0,05, and then we continue and okay. Okay, and this is the result of the homogeneity test and the post-hoc test. For the homogeneity test, we look at the left-hand test of equality of error variance table. We look at the significant value in here. And for the post-hoc test, we look at the multiple comparisons table. And for the interpretation result can be explained by Aliana. Thank you.
Next, after we input the data to the SPSS, we get the output of the data before. So the required side of the two-way ANOVA is use normality test. So this is the output of the normality test, and the hypothesis null is the dependent variable is normally distributed, and the alternative hypothesis is the dependent variable is not normally distributed. So we see the significance is 9,2%, it is more than 5%, so hypothesis null is accepted, meaning the variable are normally distributed. And next, the required site of the two-way ANOVA is the homogeneity test. We use Slavenes test to test the homogeneity. So the hypothesis null is when the sigma 1 square is equal to sigma 2 square until sigma I square, when the ith variant of the sample group is equal to homogeneous, or homogeneous. And the alternative hypothesis is one of the group variant is not homogeneous. And the significance, we see that the significance is 74.8%, and it is more than 5%, so the hypothesis null is accepted. This means that the group have same variance or homogeneous. Next, we see the test of between subject effect of the two-way ANOVA, and we see from the column row and column star row. So from the column, we see the test of between subject effect focus on the column. The hypothesis null is when mu1 is equal mu2 and equal mu3. The means of the three column sample are same. And the alternative hypothesis, one of the means is different. I sample mean are different. And then we see the significance is less than 5% or 0%. So we reject hypothesis null and accept the alternative hypothesis. It means that the high school, SMP asal LTA and perguruan tinggi are different from each other. So we continue to see the post hoc test. We use the LSD, and from the correlation of the jenjang and gender this is not the gender, but the jenjang in SMP, SLTA, and perguruan tinggi, just like that. And we see the significance, and we see there are some that more than 5% is this same means, and the rest significant value is less than 5%. So the difference between the level of perguruan tinggi with SMP and perguruan tinggi with SLTA is difference. And then we see from the row, and the hypothesis null is where the eta 1 is equal to eta 2. The means of the two sample row of female and male are same, and the alternative hypothesis is when the eta 1 is not equal to eta 2. So it means of the two sample row of female and males are different. We see the significance, and we found that the significance is 68.5%. It is more than 5%. So the average result of both is female and male gender are same. So we not continue to post hoc test. Next, we focus on the column star row, the jenjang and star gender or jenis kelamin. The hypothesis null is the two groups of rows and columns are independent. And the alternative hypothesis is the two groups of rows and columns are not independent. Okay, and we see the significance. We found that the significance is 49%, is more than 5%. So the hypothesis null is accept and reject the alternative hypothesis. So we not continue to post hoc test, and the conclusion is the two groups of row and column are independent each other. And we can see the highest grade from the mean, and the highest grade is perguruan tinggi and the gender is girl, with the mean is 84,286. And the conclusion is 1. The educational level significantly affect the student score. Gender does not have the significant effect of student score. This is number 2. And number 3, there is no significant interaction between educational level and gender in influencing score.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for your attention. I hope you're enjoying for this video.
And you guys also can be more understand about one-way or and two-way ANOVA by using SPSS application.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye-bye!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.